with candied pecans. It is all the luxury of a peach cobbler minus a lot of the work in a way that is still sumptuous and decadent and done in an air fryer. Why an air fryer? So I am normally the person that resists getting any additional appliances because I just don't want to have to store anything else. I finally went in on an air fryer when I wanted to make the chili glazed salmon that I could not get out of my head. And let me tell you, it has revolutionized the way that I eat salmon. It is literally my favorite way to have it because it's perfectly cooked every time. It gets this gorgeous, like, sticky coating from the honey with the sesame seeds. It's phenomenal. And I figured it was time we did a sweet recipe in an air fryer because they are so versatile. What happens to peaches when you put them in the air fryer? Well, they suddenly become so much juicier, so much sweeter, just like they start to melt and condense. Air fryers are basically convection ovens, so you are just getting really well circulated heat to create gorgeous texture and also wonderful melting quality in the middle. And it happens to be an incredible thing to do if your option for fresh peaches right now looks like this. Sad. Not tender, not soft and sweet, not naturally tree ripened. It is not August. It is not the season for gorgeous peaches. But sometimes you just have a hankering for a summer sensation. And this is how you're going to doctor it up and make it work and tide you over until it becomes the perfect peach season. And even when it is perfect peach season, you still might want to make this recipe because it's that good. First thing we're gonna do is cut the peaches. I like to do these as quarters because I find that more surface area is more better. More surface area means we get to have just more places for caramelization. You can cut your peaches however you want. Halves are lovely too. So my recipe calls for 2 peaches, but obviously you can scale this up or down, make as many or as few as you'd like. You just have to work in batches based on how large your air fryer is. Once you have them nice and cut, it's probably easiest at this point just to add them to a bowl rather than having to gloss each of them individually, because we do want to just toss them with about a tablespoon or so of melted coconut oil. I have a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil here, but I'm saving some for the crumbly candied pecan topping. Take a parchment paper piece and literally just press it into the base of your air fryer. And that's really just to help make clean up a breeze. Then working in batches, this is a nice big basket, so I can probably fit most of these in here. This was 4 peaches. I am gonna start skin side up because this is just the first part of the cook. After the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna come in here and flip all the peaches over so their little cups are facing up, and that's what I'll use to fill the candied pecans into. Here's what they look like going in, raw. Honestly, not so gorgeous peaches, but watch and wait and see what happens. Okay, turn on, we're going to air fry. We're gonna set the temp to 350 and we're gonna do just 5 minutes for this first cook. Let her air fry. Go. Start. Do it. Do your magic. Now, meanwhile, let's go ahead and chop some pecans. I've got a cup of pecans here. Pecans, so buttery, so luscious, so perfect with peaches. That looks good. Just give it that nice couple times through. Get these even-sized, crumbly pieces to create that lovely, almost like a crumble texture kind of. What we're doing is essentially creating a streusel topping using pecans, and I am gonna throw some oats in here because I do like the texture of those baked oats. And then if you have quick cooking oats, those would be my preference because this only cooks another 5 minutes. After the first roasting of the peaches for 5 minutes, we're gonna go 5 more minutes with the candied pecan topping, and that's it. So this is also a treat you can have ready in 10 minutes, which is lovely. Okay, pecans into the bowl with the rest of that melted coconut oil. And that's just gonna act as a lovely binder. I have a 1/2 cup of coconut sugar here. You can definitely use brown sugar instead. So I do have old-fashioned rolled oats, and I could definitely put these in, and they would be lovely and create a beautiful texture. If you have quick cooking rolled oats, also lovely. They're basically already par-cooked, so they would become even more sort of tender in their texture. But when I was hunting for oatmeal, I discovered that I have graham crackers, which made me think, how amazing would this topping be if it's candied pecans, coconut sugar, coconut oil, and just a crumbling of graham cracker. So we're gonna do that. but feel free to go the healthier route if that's what's speaking your language today. I'm gonna really just like, look at this lovely crumb that's happening here. I kind of love the idea that it's gonna be a rough texture where some pieces are a little bit bigger and more whole and intact, and others have really been pulverized. So you're gonna get a great texture. That was 2 cookies. Let's toss it together, see if we think we need, oh my gosh, are you joking? Yum. I think 2 cookies is all we need. Oh, look at me, I'm so happy. I'm happy we did that. I feel good about this. I feel very good. Am I gonna do it with a spoon? No, I'm not. I'm gonna do it in my hand. Guys, we've invented something wonderful here. The nuttiness of those pecans popping through, very tender and delicious. The crispness of the graham crackers. So happy right now. Always like a little salt with my sweet. You know me. Okay, these poor peaches have been sitting around waiting for us to invent, but I'm so glad we did. They're delightful. Let's check on our peaches. They've been in for 5 minutes. And we can see they are starting to, oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Getting really nice and soft. It happens fast. Pay attention. I'm just gonna quickly flip them over in the pan. Now with their little cups kind of facing up, you could be very precise in the spoon, especially if you're using halves where there's like a more intact little basin for you to fill the filling in. You can definitely do it more precisely, but I'm not really gonna bother with that. I am going to just sort of scatter this topping over our peaches. And the little bit that's collecting at the bottom of this basket is actually going to be extra crisp and delicious for us. So I am very happy right now. Made a little bit more topping than I need, which is great because that means this can go on sundaes over yogurt with a bit of fruit right into your mouth. Back in another 5 minutes at 350. Okay, let's whip some whipped cream really fast because we want to be ready. Whisk attachment into your hand mixer unless you feel like guns blazing doing this by hand with a whisk. Totally great. I just don't have time or inclination to do that today. I'm going to start with like half a cup of heavy cream because I don't think we're going to need more than that. And if you want and you have a vanilla pod, go ahead and add that bad boy in here. To get the seeds out of a vanilla pod using a little knife, press it down, and then start at the top and just sort of cut straight down the center. And then use the back side of your knife on the open part of the pod and just scrape out all those delicious vanilla beans. That goes right into our cream blend here. Same on the other side. Try to get yourself at the top of the pod so that everything just collects easily onto your knife. Beautiful. And this does not get wasted. You tuck this right into your sugar jar or basin or wherever you keep your sugar, and you make a beautifully scented vanilla sugar. The longer it sits, the more delicious it will be. Our peaches should be ready any minute. We are doing the dance of whipped cream. Gorgeous. Oh, guys. Fire in the hole. That is gonna be so freaking delicious. Not sweet. Obviously, we didn't add sugar to this whipped cream. We just put the vanilla bean in, which means it will have the fragrance of sweetness. Oh, so good. Without actually being sweet, which is great because the peaches themselves will be so luscious and sweet and delicious. We will reveal first what these peaches look like now that they have had their moment in the air fryer sun. Wow. Soft, tender, delicious. If you want them even more melting, we're gonna go 1 minute more. Just 1 minute. Okay, let's finish this up. I feel like putting it on a big plate, but you could put it in a bowl if that feels cozier to you. You could put it on a little dessert plate. The smell in this kitchen, you guys, is straight up nutty, crispy, crumbly, peachy goodness, and I'm here for it. All right, grab some lovely air fryer peaches with that incredible texture from that wonderful topping. There you go. Perfection. Okay. Now, oh my gosh. Okay, well, just because we did it, let's do it. Now I want a little dollop of vanilla bean whipped cream right on top. And I'm going to scatter a little touch more of our crumbly topping over top. And oh my gosh, do you see it falling to pieces over here? Because it's just a great day to be a melting and glorious air fryer peach with candied pecans and graham cracker topping. Let's dig in. First of all, let's see how soft our peaches are now. So you kind of like give the peaches a little glossing, a little suntan oil with the coconut oil so they don't lose moisture while they're in the air fryer. All that happens is that they really get warm and soft in a way that these hard rock peaches were definitely not when we started. And then their natural sweetness is augmented with that candy coating of pecans and graham crackers. That crispy and tender pecan and graham cracker topping stays so crunchy and delicious. And then the whole thing gets a lacquer of love from the vanilla bean whipped cream. It is beyond. As I sit here and enjoy this, stand, I'm reminded of the fact that like sometimes when you eat even delicious fresh fruit cobblers and things, there's so much going on and they're so like cooked to death, and don't get me wrong, I love a great cobbler, but you almost can't really appreciate the beauty of the fruit. This process warms them up, makes them extra soft and sultry, but you still really enjoy eating a peach that just happens to be topped with candied nuts and graham crackers and a soft cloud of whipped cream. The air fryer does it again. We've done a very good thing. I encourage you to make it and enjoy it immediately.